What's up, guys? My name is Christian. I'm working on a game called No Path Forward that's going to be available on Steam in the next few months. Um, it is a psychological horror game where you are a hiker in the woods going for a overnight hike. Um, so I just wanted to make a real quick dev vlog to show some of the stuff um, that is in the game, but mostly I want to show what I'm working on today. So here we have the main path of the trail that you can see here, and I want to make a little area over here that is full of some cabins that people stay in. So in today's video, I'm just going to make a PS1 style cabin in Blender. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I also have a trailer home in the game that I'm going to use for reference here. Cool. So this is the trailer home size. So I probably want it to be about half of that size. What I'm gonna do real quick is add a modifier. I'm gonna add the mirror modifier on the x-axis and enable clipping. And then if I turn on X-ray and like that, there you go. Just rotate this 180 degrees quick. Boop. So there you go. Now everything I do on the left will happen on the right as well. Cool. So we have trailer home. I want it to be probably a bit higher than the trailer home. And I probably want it to be about half the size. A little bit wider. I think that's good. And then make it more. Make it a little bit more wide. Really, it should just be like a big box. Okay. So let's see here. So we got the entrance, and then we have the, let's see. Okay, this will be the entrance. This will be some windows. We're just gonna have like a high ceiling. It's like a one-story building, not two-story. But I'm gonna go to the face select tool, and I'm gonna go ahead and extrude upwards, and then I'm gonna go ahead and extrude upwards again, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab these, merge at last, grab these, merge at last. So made a little cute little bada bing bada boom. We make a little bit of some I don't really like that. I think it looks good just having that on the sides, probably. I do, now that I think of it, kind of want, an overhang on the roof, which means we have to do something like this. And then from there I can do something like this. That looks pretty good. so we want it to be pretty low poly because it's PS1 style. So a lot of that work that's being done here is going to be done in the actual texturing. So let me just go ahead and save this. Let's think. What do we want? Do we want, maybe we want like a, maybe we want a chimney on it. But actually, we also want the windows. We want the windows to be kind of indented. So let's think about where the windows and the door will be. I think I'm going to apply this modifier so that we don't mirror everything now. And then I'm going to, actually real quick before I do that, I want to add the door. I want to do, no, I'm going to do a single door. I was going to do a double door, but I think a single door would be better. Okay, so the way that we got to go about this is we have to, I'm thinking I'm gonna delete these faces. Also, we don't need the middle faces here. I forgot to delete those when we started. That would have been easier, but you know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And then we probably don't need the bottom as well. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that just in case for now. And then I'm gonna grab all these vertices, make one large face. You know what? Undo all that. Trying to think of the best way to make a door in the middle without messing with the topology, because there's times in the past when I've messed with this and things have gotten messy. So I think maybe we do the edge. Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. Let's go front face. We're gonna do the so this, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 3. This is about probably 24, 25 feet high, because this is meters. I'm 6 foot tall, so we need the door to be up to about here, maybe a little bit higher. I'm also going to add we probably want it to be about yay big. That might be too big. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go boop. Good. Cool. Now we have pretty good topology here for windows. What we could do, make some cute little windows here. And the way we do this is we do the inset tool, and then we scale. I'm gonna go ahead and do these both at the same time so that they're perfectly the same, because I don't want them to be different. Cool. And then we could add some we could add some cool little okay, we're gonna have to do these separately. And then I can go ahead and do a statistics. So we already have a crap ton of triangles here. So I might have overdone this. So I'm gonna go ahead and undo what I just did. I want to keep this pretty low. So let's just add the windows and then we'll call it a night. Boop, boo, 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 boo. Pretty good. I do quite enjoy this. I do quite enjoy this aesthetic. It is quite aesthetically pleasing. Okay, this house is cute. I mean, it's like quirky. It's a crap ton of triangles, but it's okay because this is PS1-esque, not PS1. Okay. We probably don't need these. I don't know. Is there how do doors work? I don't remember. Before I delete them though? Oh yeah, brother. Brother man. I mean, I tend to go a little bit crazy. I like to add a foundation so that we can throw it in the ground there. I delete those faces. 294 faces, not the best, also not too shabby. It'll work for what we're going for. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to export this as an OBJ, and I'm going to call it temp file. I learned this from another YouTuber. I will put him in the description because he makes some pretty cool aesthetics using similar tools and methods. Triangulated mesh. Export that bad boy. Open up an app called XNormal. So what XNormal does is it can bake AOs or like ambient occlusion into the mesh. Oh, but first what we need to do, we need to unwrap this bad boy. So we gotta go to the UV editing. Oh boy, and we need to select all. We need to grab by the edge. I'll also put the tutorial for how I learned this in the description as well. I gotta give all the other YouTubers cred. But you can open up the options, go to Tool, Live Unwrap, and then if we grab by edge select here, we can Alt select. We can oh, hang on. We got some faces we do not need here. What's going on here? We can delete that. What's going on here? We can probably delete that as well. Okay, so now we got the model. Cool. Now, edge select, shall we? Hang on. Give me a second here. I gotta cook. I gotta cook here. I'm gonna go ahead and cook. Because I did indeed mess up. Okay, I just had to put faces on there. Had to cook, as the kids say. Okay, now you right click, mark seam. I'm also gonna open an overlay here on the UV editing side that shows the stretch. So the darker blue, the better it's unwrapped. Okay, so we need to go kind of up through here. I cannot, okay. We need to kind of go up through. And what I'm gonna do, I think there's a button you can, yeah. I'll go here and yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on X-ray mode again. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna press H to hide all that. Oh, now we're cooking, bro. Okay. Sorry I keep saying cooking. It's weird that I say that. Okay. We're cooking, bro. We're cooking. Mark. Now, here we go, brother. For the windows are pretty easy. We want to grab the inside box, mark that as a seam, and then we want to grab one of these and grab the outside box, mark that as a seam as well. I think that's probably the best way to do that. I'll just stay consistent with which corner I use. I always use the top left corner for this model. It's not like a rule I have, it's just something I just literally just thought of right now, you know? Just being silly, you know? And you know, this might be a lot of work, but it's like, it's kind of fun. It's like cathartic. It's chill. I could grab multiple. Why don't we do these all at the same time? So you can alt click to grab a whole ring of stuff, but it doesn't always work depending on topology and all that nonsense. But yeah, so it's like crazy. It's like low key. It's easy to get lost in the sauce here, so that's why I try to like focus in on like one specific thing at a time. Because if I get lost in the sauce, that is not great. We do not want that to happen. That is not ideal, okay? Do the same thing for the door. And maybe just mark a little bit of a corner. Now we should be good. I think we unwrapped that pretty well. You can see it's pretty much completely blue. If I grab this, if I go to face select, click this, and then click L. Ugh, L is definitely not. Oh yeah, it is L, isn't it? It like grabs all the stuff. Like, yeah, you see that? I do want it to be kind of like this. So I'm gonna rotate it 90 just so it's like upright, so that it's a little bit easier to understand when we're texture wrapping or texture painting. What are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. Help me. Okay. It's cold in here. So I do want to separate by material though. So I think this whole material here is going to be like a wood cabin, like a wooden log texture. Each one of these bad boys is going to be a window texture. And grab all those bad boys. Honestly though, I mean, it's like, you know what else we can do? We can create a new texture for just right now and call it color grid. I'm gonna make it 512 by 512. I know PS1 had 256, but then you throw a color grid on there and it kind of outlines it for you. And then what we do is we go to material preview and we assign this material. The heck? Oh, that's from the that's from the I'm so sorry, I'm so cold. It's from the trailer. Closest, roughness all the way up, IOR all the way down. Make it look real rough. We done goofed with the top because we need to rotate it 180 degrees so that it's the right way up. This will help in the future. Just trust me. I don't trust like that. Okay. These are all random as a silly boy. So I'm gonna just make sure these are upright for now. That's upright. What the heck is that? That's gotta be the door. Let's see if this is upright. Very nice. Like this one, why? Why are you upside down? You know what I mean? Weird. I don't care. Just kidding, I care. I care a lot. I care so much. Okay. Whoops. Whoa. Yo. Yo! Okay. Okay. Very good. That one looks like it's upright. Cool. Very good. Now, we have a nice little house here. You can see there's a little bit of something crazy going on. We'll worry about that later, because right now we got this going on. We didn't unwrap the roof yet. It's a little crazy. Okay. Now let's grab the door. This will be the door. These will be the windows. And then this is trim. This is all trim. So the trim doesn't really matter because it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. Honestly, it actually looks really good the way it is. So, let me get rid of this little thing here because that's in the way. Alt-H unhides everything. I'm going to go ahead and face select again, turn on X-ray mode. Whoops. And I'm going to press Control-I. Inverse H to hide. Now we gotta unwrap this bad boy. This bad boy is dope. Let's go to the back left of the house where we started it. And when you're UV unwrapping, you really just want to imagine you're like unwrapping like a can or something. You're almost like making a 3D object into a flat picture. So it's like if we were to unfold this like it was origami or something and put it all on a flat table, and that's what it would be. So we're just marking each edge so that it knows where to unfold. So I don't know how we're gonna do this. I'm just gonna kind of go around the base here because I think this is what we need to do. much so. And low key, this might not even be required the way that I did this. I might have messed up a little bit, so we're gonna actually go ahead and unmark this seam. Unmark. Where's the unmark button? Clear seam. Got it. Alt H. Now these are separate, which I do not like because it's all messed up now. Because it like low-key cooked. That makes sense? But yeah, since we like low-key cooked, you know what? I forgot. We can do something that is very fun and very enjoyable, and I like it a lot. You can grab basically all these faces here. We want to just grab that, and we can press P. Whoops. Press P over here, and it pins it in place. And then, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want you. We don't want you. I am being a silly right now. I'm so sorry about this. I'm literally so sorry. We don't want you. We don't want any of the face. We just want the trim of that, or the, yeah, like around the windows and whatever. I don't know what you'd call that. I'm not an interior modeler, interior designer. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, we don't need this either because we already pinned this. And then we're just going to press P and we're going to pin that. And what that does is it pins it in place, and then we're going to select all, unwrap, bang. There you go, brother. So now what that did is we just unwrapped it again. But this time the entire, you know what I mean. Don't worry about that. Okay. I think I can just press L. Yes. Let's go. Let's go, Doug. Let's go, Doug. I'm just gonna kind of get this into positioning here. I'm just trying to order this out so that when we do eventually put a texture on this bad boy, it's not all weird looking. But okay, back to the roof, back to the roof, back to X-ray mode. We really just want to grab the roof here. We just want the roof. We really, you're not that guy, you know what I mean? Okay. That looks like a good roof. I'd say that's a roof to me. Cool. Okay. Now, can I figure out what's going on here? We don't need you. But do we? No, I don't think we do. Get out of here. Cool. Now, sorry, I'm lollygagging. Where were we? Where were we? Back left. Back right, whatever. Who cares? This is tough. Go to the edge select. We're just going to grab the perimeter here. Grab the perimeter. I'm going to turn off X-ray mode again because it's like low-key hard to see. Low-key. Sorry I talk Gen Z low-key. Boop. Mark seam. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Very flat. Very beautiful. Not stretchied. Now we just need to make the edge not stretchy. So let's think. We should probably grab it here. It's almost like a puzzle. I can't really explain it entirely, but you can see kind of it's like working. And then let's add a seam here so that it doesn't. Cool. And then I think if we just add, yeah, let's add that in the back here though. Cool. How we looking? We looking dope. Very, you can see here what's cool is that it's like there's not much stretching going on now. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's all good, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter that much. But this is all roof. All of this is going to be... Actually, that's a complete lie. This, I think what we're going to do is this. Yeah, this is going to be trim. And this is going to be roof. So I'm going to go ahead and Alt-H again. I'm going to go ahead and grab... highlight over that, press L, it'll grab by the seam, which is dope. Where are we at here? If I go over here and press, okay, that is also good. It's just on its own little thing there. It's weird. Put this over here with the other laddies, and then press L again. We might need to mess with the sizing here, unfortunately. Sometimes you gotta mess with it a little bit, you know. But this is all trim, so I'm gonna put all the trim over here. This is all windows, this is door, this is all roof. This is all roof, and let's see how we want to go about this. Yes, that actually, I do like that. Make that a little bit smaller. This is roof. And now we do have a lot more room here, so I'm gonna scale these boys up just a little bit. I'm gonna let these boys cook a little bit, you know what I mean? Why do I keep saying this? Okay. We want to constrain to image bounds. We also want there to be a little bit of space. That's a pretty good UV wrap. We used up most of the space. We're vibing. I could space this out. I mean, this is a door, so it's like you're probably going to want it to be a little bit nicer. Use a little bit more room. These windows, I want all to be the same kind of size. I think, honestly, we can make these windows a little bit bigger. This gives it more texture size, I guess you could say, because we want it to be... We just want them to be like more... Here, this is what we'll do. There you go. We want them to take up more space, you know what I mean? The more space we use on this, the better, because all of the textures are going to be in the same sheet. So, but you want them to be not overlapping, because the ambient occlusion is actually going to paint shadows on things, which is cool. We'll see see what that looks like in a second. I think I could fit this right here. Cool. So, windows, door, trim, roof, and then house. So, I'm gonna A, Alt P to unpin everything. Save one more time, select everything, export the UV layout. What I do is I make a new folder, and I just call it what I'm making. So I'm gonna call this cabin. And then we just name this cabin UV, export it as a PNG, and then we're gonna export this as an OBJ, as I was gonna do earlier. We're gonna make it a temp file, and then we're gonna import this into XNormal. It's already set up with the temp file I have, and it's gonna overwrite. So you can see here, these are like shadows. I'll show you what it does here. Close out of this. We go here, we call this cabin. We open up the temp occlusion PNG I just did. Ah, yo, it's looking pretty dope. Look at that. Look at the shadowing. That's a little weird on the top there, but we can work on that, actually. So, I was just looking at these for inspiration. Now what I can do is I can go back open up the cabin, open in place, grab the temp occlusion file, name this AO, filter, and I'm using Photopea. It's like a free version of Photoshop you can use on the internet. I just colored those shadows to alpha so that they blend in with the background. Go ahead and lock that in place so it's always on the top. Actually, it's just always how it is, I guess. And we'll name that UV. This will be helpful for mapping out the textures we want, but they are not. It's not going to be there on the final thing. And then I'm going to save this as a PSD in the same folder, and I'm just going to call it cabin AO. Now I'm going to go to my favorite I'm going to go get our textures. This is called TextureCAN. It gives you free seamless textures. Ooh, I'm a big fan of this. I just download the free version, or I mean the lowest res version. Sorry, they all should be royalty free, unless they changed it. And then I just grab the color. I don't need any of the other ones for what we're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and open that. What did we call that? Here we go. Now, first thing I do is I change the contrast and the brightness. Then what I do is I change the image size to 256 to make it low res. That's really all I have to do. And then I just save it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and Control C and then Control V this over here. Now cabins generally have the wood going left to right, so we want it to be like this. And then make another one, You can see seamless, completely seamless. Very nice. I'm gonna merge these two together. I'm gonna call this wood. Or you know what? Better yet, I'll call it siding. Throw it under the bottom, and that'll be good for now. Let's go ahead and get the windows going. I already have a window texture I'm gonna use. This is like 64 by 64. See here. So this is very, very small. But okay, we got our window. We're gonna have to scale these puppies down to fit. Scaling them down anyway. Oh crap. Oh shoot. Oh! So we got the windows down. I'm gonna save that quick so we don't lose that. I am a bit confused. Hang on, is there actually a... Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I do have a... I already have a roof texture that I done been using. Polyhaven. This is that I done been using, boy. Just gonna line this up, and then should have done this earlier, but I'm a perfectionist, so. I want the windows to be separate so that I can mess with them if need be. This needs to just be called roof. But what you can do is you can grab a selection, go to your roof layer, and then create a mask. Now the actual trim, I think I just used this. I used this last time in some of my other stuff. Excuse me. This is going to be kind of tight here, but that's okay, we did it. Cool. And I actually didn't even need that. Oh, you can apply that. I didn't realize you could just straight up apply it. That's nice. I did not know that. Anywho, now we need a door. I think I do have a door. I do have a doorknob that I can use here. We got the door. It took forever, but yeah. Cool. And then I basically just make a background. Whoops. Make a new new layer. I might call it background. And I just grab like color of that and I just go boop. Oops. I just go boop. Just go boop. And there you go. And that is it. And then I go UV. Cabin AO. We go back to Blender, materials. Ooh. Yo. Yo. That is nice looking. How's the door looking? Door looks good. Does the trim of the house look good? One thing I did mess up is this right here. This needs to be trim, actually. That should do it. Let's go ahead and export it again. Overwrite this one. There you go. Nice. Cool. I don't think you're going to be able to go inside, but if you can, that's going to be for another video. The last thing to do, export it and put it in the game. So just copy it, only export the selected objects and make sure to hit apply transform so that it converts to Unity correctly. Like export, go back to Unity, assets, models, cabin. This is from a previous cabin I did a while ago. I'm going to go ahead and delete all that. Don't need any of that anymore. This is the new one. Extract the textures. And then I have a PSX material, call it cabin PSX, and I'm using a PSX shader I can link you to. It's not lit, it's not specular. Use affine, use vertex jitter, use camera clipping, 200 camera in there. Apply the material. Let's see how it looks. Very cool. It's like a tiny home, you know what I mean? It's cool. Nice. And then, wait, didn't I like? I did. I'm realizing part of this was for like to make it a foundation, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into the ground a little bit. Still kind of looks fine. Very cool. Yeah, this is just typical run-of-the-mill log cabin. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys noticed, this whole texture map is 512. I can actually change this in here in Unity to downscale it, which makes it really nice if I want to make it look uglier. So right now this is 512. If I make it 256, it looks like that. And then if I make it 128, it looks like that. And then I can even go 64. Ugh, it's nasty. To the point where it's 32. Yeah, it's not even. I think I do like the 512. I might go 256. Don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but there are some other houses in the game, and I don't want them to be I don't want it to look incorrect, basically. I want them all to kind of mesh properly. So, yes sir. Yes sir, Bob. Cool. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my dev vlog. Thank you for coming along with me. And you can look forward to this game. It's called No Path Forward. It's going to be on Steam. I'll link it in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day.